So tomorrow night is our mold workshop. And, there's so many areas that people don't think of when it comes to mold and mycotoxins in our lifestyle. And we don't realize all the different ways that it's impacting our health. So this workshop is going to be really helpful. We're going to talk about mycotoxins that are in our food. Okay. So 20% of all grains are contaminated with mycotoxins. So, and these are things that are resistant to heat, so you can't cook it out. The most common ones are wheat, barley, rye, corn, okay, and peanuts. It's in peanuts. So when people talk about peanut butter, I just cringe. But that's a terrible food. But and that's one of the reasons why we talk about, if you're going to eat breads, for example, sourdough is an important option because that can help reduce the mycotoxins. One of the things that it can do. There's some people even estimate that a quarter of our entire world's crops are contaminated to some extent with mycotoxins. So all these things are impacting our health. Coffee, we don't think about mold and coffee. Never once did you think about mold. And I'm sure I looked at your cup of coffee and was like, maybe that's a problem. So these are all issues. And in our health, they can express in ways like, it can look like an immune challenge, like maybe fevers very often, or like pneumonia-like symptoms that are pretty persistent and they don't seem to go away. It can look like, what we interpret as like a long COVID now. When we hear those symptoms, they can actually be mold, from a mold situation that needs to be addressed. And what we're eating, what we're breathing, our environment, all of these things factor in. It can impact us in ways of our mood. So depression, anxiety, even ADHD, it can exacerbate that to an extreme degree. So if you think that you have ADHD symptoms, maybe that's a sign, there could be a little cleaning up to do in your environment and your food, that type of thing. And you'll see those symptoms start to alleviate. It could look like skin issues, rashes, dryness. It could be memory loss, or brain fog, fatigue, even impact your vision. So there's lots of areas where this comes into play in our health. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper and explore some of those things tomorrow night at our workshop at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And they're on the website. When you go to register for the workshop, you can also take a questionnaire. This goes into a little bit more detail. You can click on that link, take the questionnaire, and that'll give you some insight too as to, hey, is this something that might possibly be a concern for me? So the website is www.thrivingproof.com/mold. And that'll take you to the website. You can take the questionnaire there. You can register for the workshop tomorrow night, and get to learn more about how this might be something to consider along your health journey as an area that you'd want to clean up. Because there are ways to heal, in addition to cleaning everything up, cleaning up your house, cleaning up your food, you still have to clean up on the inside and get rid of all that junk and to strengthen your response so that when you do come into contact with mold, because it's going to happen, that your body can react in a better way. There's all these genetic factors we know now. Now, when we do all this DNA analysis, I do that so often in my practice, we do the DNA analysis. There's so many genes that impact how our body responds to mold. So, and that'll determine, are you more sensitive than maybe the next person? So these are all things that you can consider as along your health journey to become a stronger version of you, and as something that you can potentially clean up in lots of different ways. So we're going to have Melissa Smart. She's from Affordable Home. She's going to talk about your home and what to look for and what can be done there. In our meeting to go over what we wanted to talk about at the workshop, and she was showing me photos and stuff, and I mean, oh my gosh, but it doesn't have to be an oh my gosh visual. Even new homes, new construction is having an issue here. So it's just a fact of life. It's just a matter of life. It's a part of our environment. So how do we clean ourselves up internally and strengthen our response internally so that we can manage this day-to-day life thing in a better way. So hopefully you join us, www.thrivingproof.com/mold, and hopefully we'll see you there.